Hey everyone, Texas Fish Shed here again. Today I'm going to do a little something different. I'm going to show you how I rig up when I'm fishing for Spanish mackerel or any other toothy critters that might be out there like sharks. First of all, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for your subscriptions, and please continue to watch, like, and subscribe. I'm going to start off first of all by telling you the type of leader wire that I use. I like to make my own leaders. This type of leader wire right here is actually made by Marlin. It's called a hardwire stainless steel leader 31-pound test. You mainly see this type of wire used in your offshore fishing, but I like it, and I especially use it when the mackerel are running. It's nice, thin, extremely strong, and really lightweight. I'm going to start off by showing you the swivels that I use. It's the smallest swivel I can get away with. I think this is either a 7 or a 8, I'm not too sure. The reason I use a small swivel is because large swivels, they seem to, especially when you got a big fish hook, especially when you're fishing for mackerel. Usually mackerel, when they're running, there's always other fish with them, especially bluefish and smaller mackerel. And bluefish have some really sharp teeth, and so do the small mackerel. But when they see a swivel and you got a fish on the end of it, the bigger the swivel, the more silhouette it makes in the water. And these fish think it's a small bait fish, and what they do is they tend to take a strike at it, and last thing you want to do is to lose a fish of a lifetime because you got a big old shiny swivel on the end of your line. And they will strike it. It's happened to me a few times. They'll strike at it and cut you off. Now, I'm going to show you how I put this on. We'll put it in, and we'll do what they call it, haywire twist. And after I've done at least, I don't know, you can use 4 or 5 twists, then you take this and you start making barrel twists, which are a lot tighter than the haywire twist. About 5 or 6. Once you've done that, there's a couple of ways to take this off. I've seen a couple of people use different things. One of the ones they use a lot is you make a 90-degree perpendicular to the line. Then you take and make a 90-degree here, and you use this almost like a crank. What you do is you crank it. You hold it, you crank it, spin it, comes off. Now what you've done is created a connection here that doesn't have any spurs hanging out of it. Then I take the other end and I put my spoon on here. Twist it, same way. Haywire, barrel, 4, 5, 6 times. .45, the 90, perpendicular. Then another one. Make it look like you got a crank. I'll show you how to do this with the pliers as well. Turn it. All else fails, take your pliers, your wire cutter, Cut it as close as you can. Take your pliers and bend the spur and line it up with your line. And there you have it. You've got your spoon. You've got your swivel. Now this is my favorite lure. I've caught all types of fish with this lure. Trout, reds, flounder, mackerel, jacks, cats, ladyfish. Even caught whiting on this spoon. If I was told there was only one lure that I could use for the rest of my life, it would be a Johnson Sprite Silver Minnow, 3/4 ounce. Now I'm going to show you what I do, what I rig up for when I'm using live mullet. Now, when all else seems to fail and nothing else is working, no fish can turn down some live bait. Get yourself a cast net, learn how to throw it. It's really easy. Something 3.5 foot to 4 foot is good enough for you. Anything bigger than that is going to get cumbersome. And it's harder to throw. Unless you're just used to throwing something like that, it's going to be a lot harder. 4 foot max, 3.5 good. Learn how to throw it, and you'll always have some bait. It's the same type of rig and the same type of setup. Swivel, wire, but on the other end, I have a wire hook. A dark, freshwater worm hook on it. This is a 2/0, the one I'm using. A lot of people might say, hey, that's hook is just way too big. Well, I wouldn't use this type of hook if I am using live shrimp. But for bait fish, like mullet, croaker, it's perfect. Wide gap. What I do is I take and hook my mullet by the tail, because this tends to make the mullet try to swim upwards. The rigs that I use for live bait, this is one of them. I use a 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce egg-shaped weight with a little red bead at the end, right before it comes to the swivel. Not only does the bead attract fish, but it also clicks and makes noise. I use this type of rig for when I'm looking for fish. The weight will take it, settle it down on the bottom, and your mullet is trying to get away, and it's facing up, causing a commotion. Now, some people like to hook it through the nose, through the lip, but to me, when you do that, your bait is always facing downward. What you want is your bait to be extremely lively, to be causing a commotion, for it to look like it's injured, for it to look like it's trying to get away. So this type of hook is perfect. This fish, when they're aggressive, they don't care what the hook looks like. All they're concentrating on is seeing what is out there that they can eat. What's an easy meal? They see a fish struggling, they think it's injured, bam. Once again, this rig I use to try to locate fish. Sinks sit at the bottom. Usually redfish are always at the bottom of the water column. It's good for redfish, but also works on trout. When the sun is too bright, when the sun is in the middle of the day, this is a perfect rig to use, because bright sunshine drives the fish a little deeper in the water column. That's why they always say topwater fishing is better when it's either early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Now, I've caught topwater fish when it's cloudy. So bright sunshine, deeper the fish. This type of rig would be the one you'd like to use, with a nice lively mullet on the end of it. Squirming, trying to get back to the top. Now, the other rig I use when I'm fishing with live mullet, I use this rig. Same setup, same hook at the end, except no egg shed weight. I've got a pinch weight, 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now this is when the fish are up in the higher part of the water column on top. Because what happens is, you've got your bait, because it's such a small weight, it takes its time sinking. And while it's sinking, it's staying in that water column up on the higher end of it, up at the top. Bait's trying to get away. It's swimming, it's squirming, which is what you want. And the more it squirms, the more it tries to stay on top of the water. And this is perfect for when you see mackerel. Now, mackerel will show you what it is they're doing when they're feeding. When mackerel are fired up, let's say, you'll see them actually come up out of the water, completely out of the water, chasing bait. Anytime you see something like that, take one of these rigs here, once again with your light weights, chunk it in the middle, and all you're going to do is you're going to hang on. There is nothing like watching a big old fish take your bait right off the top of the water. Once again, fish finder rig sits at the bottom, bait stands up, top watertight, and my favorite lure, the one that I would use if someone says the last lure you could ever use for the rest of your life, 3/4 ounce Johnson Sprite spoon. I hope this information is helpful to you. I want to thank you once again, and please stay safe, and we'll see each other soon.